JRM Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of President's Athletic Conference Football, produced by JRM Video Productions.
On a beautiful fall evening in Meadville, Pennsylvania, President's Athletic Conference play begins between two teams looking for their first victory at Frank B. Thiel Field. It's the Thiel Tomcats and the Allegheny Gators on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Austin Bechtel joined alongside Donnie Chedrick. Robert Mangino will join us on the sideline. Two teams that are 0-2, Donnie. Two different ways that they've gotten here. A 76-0 loss for Thiel last week, and Allegheny ultimately losing on the final drive in the final seconds.
Yeah, Allegheny, somebody who is 0-2, but as Coach Braden Layer has told us during the week and before this game, they're 0-2, but much improved 0-2 from where they were a season ago. So that's at least a positive the Gators can take.
And for the Tomcats on the other side, this is a program that is continuing to build with Sam Bauman in his fourth season as the head coach, and they are looking to depend on an undersized linebacker, but a linebacker in Chris Bloomfield that makes significant plays.
Yeah, and undersized is an understatement. That is not a typo, 5'6", 130, what you see on your screen. But this kid flies around. He is second in the President's Athletic Conference in tackles for loss, and truly a player that plays much bigger than his size.
Now for Allegheny, with new quarterback Carson Colucci, who is a sophomore, calling himself inside the program a redshirt freshman, he has a dynamic young wide receiver on the outside, a Concord transfer in Devin Larry.
Yeah, Devin Larry, he has all 3 touchdown receptions for the Gators this season, 10 grabs, $179. And Coach Layer says he is somebody that can really stretch the field vertically and get that pass game going in a big moment.
Thiel has not won a President's Athletic Conference opener since 2017. Donnie, what is the key to victory for the Tomcats to move to 1-2?
Most notably for the Tomcats, you have to protect the football, protect the piggy. 10 turnovers in 2 games so far this season. And also, just let your defense catch its breath. These guys have been out on the field. The offense has not made it easy on them. You want to put your defense in better situations than what the Thiel offense has done so far.
Third season for Braden Layer, second home game for the Gators. What do they have to do to punch their ticket to the first win of PAC play?
This one, kind of an odd one, but you want to level out that last 30 minutes of football that you guys play. The second half for Allegheny this season, outscoring their opponents 26-6 in the third quarter. However, if you get into a close game in the fourth quarter, the Gators are being outscored 42-16 in that final frame, and ultimately just get ahead and lean on the run because you have a couple of dynamic running backs you can give the football to and just take this thing to victory.
Following 2 non-conference games where none of the PAC teams started 2-0, and there are 6 0-2 PAC teams. The 8-game conference schedule begins when you return to Meadville in a moment.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Better get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
What a score! Runs his way into the end zone. Goes to the races to the 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone again.
Thiel won the toss and is deferred to the second half. The Allegheny Gators will receive the football and taken from the 25 with some blockers in front to the 40. And a good starting spot at about the 42-yard line for Carson Colucci and the Gators offense. Braden Lair's offense, the former Allegheny offensive coordinator, now back as the head coach in his third season. And Donnie, they will start officially at the 42-yard line after Alexander made the tackle on special teams for Thiel.
Yeah, and really good field position to start because you're already very close to midfield. So the Gators with an early advantage here just 6 seconds in.
Colucci, a sophomore quarterback, is calling himself to the team a redshirt freshman, which Lair and company very much like the possibility of having a 4-year starting quarterback if things go well, as Geiswhite goes in motion to the far side. And Colucci, hands off. Gain of about 3 yards for Dom Baraducci. Missed the first game of the season, came back for the second game, had 20 rushes for 117 yards, and there is a player down for Thiel.
Yeah, and this is a key player. This was our key player of the game for the Thiel Tomcats. Chris Bloomfield, the 5'6" senior. We noted that he is somebody that plays well above his size. Second in the PAC in tackles for loss, and you can see him grimacing in some pain. Just one down into this one.
Yeah, appears to be in a ton of pain. Mangino, did you see anything on the sideline that might indicate what happened there? But also, what did you learn before the game talking to the coaches?
Sorry about missing what caused the injury, but I did talk to the coaches earlier in the game before the game started. And a couple of keys here for Brandon Lair over at Allegheny. They need to stop the run, and they need to get off the field on third down. They were complaining about how they're giving up 70% of third down conversions on defense. And what's really important is that third down issue for them on offense as well, because they've only had 90 offensive plays in 2 games. Now for Thiel, Coach Baumann says when it comes to offense, they have to sustain the drive. They got to keep the ball moving and protect that football. Defense, key stops on big drives. And then finally, he wants to see some explosive plays, not only from offense, but from defense too.
And it's going to be difficult, Mangino, with Chris Bloomfield hobbling off the field. At first, he was being helped by 2 members of the Thiel staff, not being able to put any pressure on that right leg, and now is being attended to over at the bench. Before second down and 7 as Baraducci goes in motion to the far side. It's a design run for Colucci. Colucci near midfield, be 2 yards shy. After corralling a high snap from the center, Aiden Watt, who has an injury to his hand. He's snapping with his opposite hand, Donnie, and that can be very difficult as a former offensive lineman. You know what that can be like. We'll get into that in a moment as the Allegheny offense that sets up on third down likes to go to Devin Larry, the transfer wide receiver from Concord. Larry, Berkey, and Geiswhite, the 3 main targets in this offense, with Aiden Watt manning in the middle of the offensive line at center. Colucci on third down and 4, throws far side. Pass is caught. Breaking off one tackle to the 40-35. Still going. Reception made by Taryn Mitchell inside the 30.
And that's a great touch pass on that throw from Colucci because it could have been a pretty dangerous one. You see a defender come up from the second level, but just perfect touch on this thing as you see on the replay that's hauled in. And Mitchell, a lot of credit to him too.
Quick swing over to Geiswhite that goes for a loss of a yard. Jake Badger on the tackle. Tackle for loss for Badger, now with 1.5 on the season.
And Badger going to have to be somebody that steps up with that early injury to Chris Bloomfield. Badger, the 6-foot senior from Mercer High School. He will have a lot more on his shoulders.
And Antoine Small is the backup at the strong side linebacker position to Bloomfield. Colucci on 2nd and 11. They give to Baraducci. Baraducci, pile moves forward, still going. Pushing inside the 25 down to the 24. And a gain of 6 yards on second down. Ball came out at the end. But the referees are ruling Baraducci was down beforehand.
Yeah, and that was big Brian White, the defensive tackle, who ended up coming up with the football. But we'll check it out on this replay here. It did look like the bottom half of Baraducci hit the ground before the big fella came up with it.
Very close, though, as the freshman Brian White came away with the football. It sets up 3rd and 5. 2 receivers far side, 2 to the near side. Pistol for Colucci. Baraducci remains the back. Colucci, all day to throw. Quick pass. It's caught. Devin Larry inside the 20 and will move the chains.
And that's just an easy pitch and catch. And you go to your best target in the offense, the kid that has all 3 touchdown receptions. Very easy throw for the first down. Larry really just has to make one guy miss, and not even make him miss entirely, just get a couple of yards.
He got past Alexander at corner to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10. Allegheny inside the red zone. Productive drive after taking advantage of the great kickoff return. Colucci hands off. Running near side. Baraducci. Baraducci to the 10 and down to the 9. Baraducci able to gain 6 yards to make it 2nd down and 4. Ball's officially spotted at the about 9.5-yard line. And there's Aiden Watt pushing at the very end. He has the club on his right hand. He's snapping the ball with his left hand. Can be pretty difficult for the freshman from Las Vegas.
Yeah, we're going to talk about him a few times tonight. Plus, I just love that matchup up front, what the Thiel defense is throwing at him.
Another call for Baraducci. Baraducci inside the 5. Will set up 1st and goal.
And we're going to see the hole open up for Baraducci right in front of him. And that was an easy read. He had an easy opening to his left side, a little off left tackle, and that gets them into a 1st and goal situation.
And they go into the T formation with Colucci under center. They give to Baraducci. Baraducci is tackled down in the backfield for a loss of 2 yards on the play. Strong tackle by Matt Jordan, the strong safety.
Yeah, Jordan, one of the guys becoming a leader on this defense. That is at least what head coach Sam Bauman told us earlier this week. The 5'7" junior, somebody else, undersized in this Tomcats defense that plays much larger than what they're listed.
Loss of 2 sets up 2nd and goal at the 6. Griffin, tight end on the near side of the formation. Colucci will send Baraducci in motion. Whistles before the snap, though, signaling a false start.
False start. 62 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So false start called on Watt, the center, from our referee, Jack Thorne.
And that can be something as much as just a real subtle move of the football. I mean, that's really the only way that a center can get called for a false start penalty.
Makes it 2nd and goal at the 11. Pistol formation for Colucci. Baraducci the back. Colucci looking for Baraducci. Has some room. Past the 10, the 5. Baraducci to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown. Colucci to Baraducci for 6.
Yeah, and I mean, this is honestly just pretty easy stuff again from this Thiel offense, or from this Allegheny offense. A just pitch and catch, swing pattern out to the right side. Baraducci out of the backfield, and there was nobody out there, and he just had to make one tiny move to the end zone.
So it looks like Allegheny is going to go for 2. Devin Larry will take the snap, and Larry rolling out to the right will throw the back pylon, incomplete. So an odd-looking formation with bunches to the near side, bunches to the far side, and Allegheny is not able to convert, but is on the board first. With 9:30 left to go in the first quarter of play, Allegheny scores on his opening drive.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
An 11-play, 58-yard drive reaches the end zone for the Allegheny Gators. As Colucci, a well-executed play, well-designed play from Braden Lair and his offense, able to find Baraducci from 11 yards out. Ian Olsen will kick it away. White and Kershaw back to return, and it's White that takes it from the 11. White running far side, has blockers in front of him. 25 and approaches the 30-yard line. Pile moves that way. And that is where Javier White, the junior kick returner, will set up the offense. Najier Howard, freshman, 6'4", 215-pound quarterback from Struthers, Ohio, leads the Thiel Tomcats 0-2 so far on the season. They lean heavily on Dion Logan, the senior running back that's off to a slow start. Just 21 rushes for 39 yards, has reached the end zone. And will rely on Crease, Benjamin, and Dunbar at wide receiver. Line a fairly young offensive line. 2 sophomores and a freshman up front. Howard in shotgun. He'll hand it off. Only a couple yards for Logan on first down against 2.
And you brought up the offensive line, Austin, the youth that they have in the middle, a couple of sophomores and a freshman, David Birch, at right guard. They don't even have any seniors on the offensive line. 2 juniors are the tackles, Justin Augenbaugh and Armand Joyner. So it's an offensive line that presumably would be one that returns as a full unit next season as well.
They'll line up 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Another handoff. Logan. A good carry past the 35 to the 36. Will be 4 yards shy of a first down. Colton Colucci on the tackle. Colton Colucci, the brother of Carson Colucci. Colton was here last year, made a significant impact. It's hard to miss the senior wearing number 6 with the long flowing hair.
Yeah, he has the crop top as well with that long flowing hair as we have the Gators defense facing a 3rd down.
3rd down and 4 for the Tomcats. Howard checks the protection, lines up with the tight end and a receiver to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Logan, the back, standing to his left. Howard delivers downfield. A lot of contact, but incomplete. Strong coverage from David Williams, the junior corner, who's back after not playing a season ago for Allegheny. Williams was up here in the booth working with the film crew, was not able to play, and in talking to him throughout the season, was really looking forward to this year, getting back out there, and he makes a play on 3rd down.
Yeah, and Braden Lair told us this week, he called him Mr. Steady in the meeting that we had with the head coach. So the junior is what he's listed at out of Boca Raton, Florida. He should be back in a big way for the Gators through this stretch here in 2025.
Spencer Clary will punt after Thiel goes 3 and out. Larry back and will let it bounce. Takes a favorable Tomcat bounce. A flag is thrown in late. as the punt is down at the 24-yard line. But we'll check the flag right at the 45 of Allegheny.
And we'll also get to find out if our PA announcer tonight is in agreement with the flag, Austin.
He does like to make comments about the officiating.
Back. Number 7 of the return team. Half the distance, 2 to goal. First down.
So Chris Geiswhite called for the block in the back.
That will back Allegheny up to their own 12-yard line to start this drive.
So the 10-yard penalty will put the ball now at the 12. Two head coaches looking to build up their programs. Braden Lair, 4-18 overall at Allegheny. Sam Bauman, 7-25 overall at Thiel, including 7 of 21 against the PAC. A 3-13 record for Bauman on the road with his defense back out there on the field. Man in motion, receives the ball, running near side. Lots of space, 25-30, and off to the races for Mitchell. Mitchell to the 40-yard line before he's finally dragged down. 2 big plays so far in the game for the junior Taryn Mitchell from St. Louis.
And Trenton Woods, the sophomore, he comes all the way across the field to save that touchdown because that is where that ball was getting ready to go, into the end zone. Just a great jet sweep. They have it blocked well up front. Taryn Mitchell hits the outside hole, and he was off to the races.
Mitchell brought down at the 37-yard line. Just one play to get into Thiel territory. Colucci will keep it. He's brought down after a short gain to the 35, just a pick up of 2.
Colucci does have a rushing touchdown to his credit this season. He'll run the football a little bit. Now, rushing stats in terms of a quarterback can get a little bit confusing in the college level because they are counted against when a quarterback gets sacked.
Right.
So that is a major difference between this and the pro level that sometimes gets lost in translation.
2nd and 8. It's a swing pass to Baraducci. With the blockers in front of him, Baraducci first down, and evades a tackler inside the 25. Brought down at the 22. It's a gain of 13.
And textbook work from the right tackle, Harrison Eckert, 6'3", 240 sophomore. You'll see him come to the outside here and be the lead blocker on this swing pass. Just buries somebody at the second level.
He took out Carter Alexander, the corner. So that's the same play that we saw on the touchdown, Donnie, and both plays going for over 10 yards. It's first down and 10 at the 22. And they'll give to Baraducci. Rather, it was Colucci that kept the ball.
Baraducci keeps it, and it's tackled.
And he's brought down for a loss of about 4. Little surprised that Colucci kept it. Baraducci didn't have much space either. Good job defensively from Thiel.
Yeah, and it's Adrian Bohinski, one of the defensive ends. He read that perfectly. He didn't let the quarterback fool him in any way, shape, or form, and that pushes Allegheny way behind the sticks.
So it's ruled a tackle for loss. Bohinski is the only player for Thiel defensively that has a sack this season. Tomcats just 1 sack through the first 2 games. That ruled a tackle for loss on the option to set up 2nd down and 14. Pistol for Colucci. 3 receivers to the near side. 1 far side, it's Larry. Colucci under pressure. Baraducci again on the swing pass, but is brought down immediately. Strong tackle by Jake Badger. Linebacker from Mercer, PA, up to make the stop.
Yeah, some really good linear movement across that defense. Has it read perfectly. Now, Colucci, a smart play on his end because there was a rusher coming free off the left side. He had to get rid of that thing.
No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 14. Clock rolls with 4.5 still to go here in the first quarter. And a 6-0 Allegheny lead. Gators trying to strike on its second drive. Colucci under pressure. Throws it up for Mitchell, and he can't find it. It's out of bounds. 3 defenders were barreling in on Colucci. Just had to unload. And it sets up 4th down.
And Jake Badger, again, the one that was leading things for this Thiel defense. He came in there very quickly, and it did not give Colucci much time to do anything. He just had to throw up a prayer.
Ian Olson, 1 of 2 on field goals this year with a long of 29. The offense remains on the field for Allegheny.
Yeah, you're kind of in no man's land here in terms of how comfortable you are with kicking the football. Anything beyond the 25-yard line, it can get dicey.
They need to get to the 12-yard line. And with the play clock at 1, Allegheny elects to call timeout. 4:22 remaining. Allegheny has decision time on 4th and 14, leading it by 6.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots in real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
So after sending the offense out onto the field, Ian Olson is now on to attempt a 44-yard field goal. Nick Barker, the freshman, will hold it. The 44-yard attempt is up and short, off the mark for Ian Olson, no good. So the sophomore now 1 of 3 on the season as Braden Lair elects to kick it instead of going for it on 4th and long.
Yeah, I didn't think the angle there was bad. I just don't think he had the distance on it. So, again, that's where you kind of get into that difficulty that comes with your kicker and your special teams unit. How comfortable do you feel sending somebody out there for a kick beyond 40?
Thiel will start at the 27. Javier White, the back. 2 men in the backfield. Handoff. Going for nothing. Allegheny with great pressure at the point of attack. It's Michael Shank, the nose tackle, that's in on the stop. Goes for a loss of 3.
Yeah, and Shank is a tough type of nose tackle to block against. 5'9", only 220, so you see that and think, oh, really undersized. No, that just means the quickness is out of this world for a defensive lineman. So he's going to be a test for those young interior 3 on the Thiel offensive line all night.
Shank from Sarah Catholic High School, a junior, at just 5'9", 220. 7th tackle of the year. Makes it 2nd down and 14 for Howard. Sends a man in motion. It's Benjamin to the far side. Now we'll run near side. Howard looking over the middle, incomplete. Seemed like a little bit of miscommunication trying to connect with Jalen Benjamin. The senior wide receiver looked over the wrong shoulder.
Number 8, Jalen Benjamin. Ball's incomplete. Going to bring up 3rd and 14.
So 3rd and 14. Thiel went 3 and out on its first drive. 4-yard loss on the first play. Second play, an incompletion.
I'm going to need those cowbells.
And
They're getting the cowbells going, baby.
Calling out the cowbells for the Gators.
I got to have that cowbell, baby.
It gets loud with the cowbells. I don't know if it's Mississippi State, but it surely gets loud up here in Meadville as the pass is incomplete. Trying to connect with Joseph Fell. Went off his hands. Not that bad of a pass from Howard, maybe a little bit behind Fell. But the punting unit will come on after the second 3 and out.
Yeah, that's one that has to be hauled in. I mean, Howard, okay, he can put it more in front of his receiver. But the fact of the matter was Fell was wide open across the middle of the field, and it hit him in both hands. That has to be hauled in.
Yeah, he had some running room in front of him as well as Colucci was giving chase. So Spencer Clary back out to punt. High snap. Is able to get it away. Larry back to call for a fair catch and does at the 47. It's a good field position again for Allegheny. And if there's one thing, if you're the Gators, after not being able to convert the field goal, your defense has done a nice job of being able to get the ball back to the offense in a good spot on the field.
Yeah, and they're able to do it quickly. And this is a similar situation to where you started your first drive. And that drive was one that moved right down the field. The touchdown drive that we got from Allegheny to start the game, the 11-play, 58-yard drive that ended with 6 points. Very similar spot on the field. In fact, a better spot on the field.
Thiel 6 plays for 3 yards so far. As Colucci has time, delivers far side. It's caught by Larry. Larry makes a man miss, picks up the first down, still going. He tiptoes his way down the sideline inside the 40 and is stepping out at the 36. 1 play to get into Thiel territory.
And we haven't seen him go too vertical yet, but just another real easy route, another easy pitch and catch, and that's something that can really build the chemistry well between quarterback and receiver. It makes it easy for these guys to continue their connections, and then you eventually try to beat them with one over the top.
Larry, 2 catches for 26 yards. Braden Laird talked about how they want to try to get him at 100 yards per game. Try to be a 1,000-yard receiver this year. As Colucci looks far side, passes high for Griffin, the tight end, incomplete. Larry, the wide receiver from Loganville, Georgia, 3 touchdown catches on the season, 10 receptions, 170 yards coming into today's day.
And I think something a little bit difficult about that philosophy, I mean, as much as you want to see an individual player thrive, you can't become so one-dimensional in your wide receiver game, because then you're going to see opponents later in the season really just target that one player and try to take him out of the game.
Baraducci looking to follow his blockers past the 30. A good run by Baraducci. Gains right around 8.
And we're going to see the sophomore cut inside. He was trying to get outside. I mean, that's ideally where you want to get that run, but he finds a better lane inside. He's able to cut it, and that gets him a really good gain there to bring up 3rd and medium. And I would think, given where they're at on the field and what happened on the last possession, this is 4-down territory. Two plays to get 3 yards.
Badger and Robert Dixie combined on the last tackle. Can they make a play on 3rd down and 3? Colucci on the carry. Colucci with space. It's Baraducci, rather, into the end zone as he walks in from 29 yards out. Dom Baraducci, nothing but open turf for the touchdown.
They only needed the 1 play to get the 3 yards, and he got a lot more than the 3 yards. Another RPO from this Allegheny offense, and this time it's Baraducci, the sophomore. He's going to scamper in. Now a 2-score lead for the Gators.
3rd rushing touchdown of the year for Dom Baraducci, the sophomore from Erie McDowell High School. And once he got past the 20-yard line, there was no one that could catch him. Ian Olson for the extra point. High snap, and it is good. Nick Barker was able to get the hold down. Snap from Carson Potter, a freshman from Hampton High School, to make it a 13-0 lead for Allegheny. 2 out of 3 ain't bad on their offensive drives.
Yeah, and again, we see where they start that drive and we see where they end that drive. It's always a little bit easier when it is a nice short field that you have to work with. The first drive, 11 plays, 58 yards, a little bit more timed out. They took over 5 minutes off the clock to open the game. This time, 4 plays, 54 yards, very efficient, and the touchdown run from Baraducci in just 97 seconds of this game.
So Allegheny will kick it back off to the Tomcats. Mangino, what have you seen so far? Allegheny seems like they're winning up front in the trenches against Thiel.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of mixing things up, but you notice they're really running heavy over that right side, and they're really depending a lot on those big offensive linemen. You got some seniors over there that are making the big difference for them and opening up those big holes for Baraducci.
Yeah, Barnes and Rogowski on the left side of the line, the veterans on that side of the line. Return from inside the 15. As space starts to emerge past the 30-yard line. And the ball comes out. Fight for it. Allegheny looks to have gotten it. And the Gators will take over at the 40.
I think that was Will Griffin, number 11, who got on that football ultimately.
The tight end, Will Griffin.
And now you're talking a really short field. Now you're on the plus side of the 50. I wouldn't be stunned here. If I'm Coach Lair, I'm going to come out and take a shot. I'm going to throw it deep to Devin Larry and try to get 6 more.
C.J. Kershaw, the freshman on the return, lost the football. Looked like Chris Geiswhite was originally one of the players trying to swipe at it, and Griffin able to recover. Now this is an opportunity for Allegheny to open up the floodgates. Starting in Thiel territory. 3 receivers far side, 1 to the near side. Pistol formation for Colucci. Baraducci remains the back. Colucci to throw. Rolls out near side. Tucks and runs and picks up a couple. Colucci to the 36, gains 4.
And if you'll see on the route tree there, now there's a holding penalty that's going to bring this back anyway. But they did send Devin Larry deep, just a very deep, skinny post from Larry. So that was a possibility for them to go over the top.
And it's called on Andre Barnes, the senior from Fresno, Texas, at left tackle, one of the guys that Mangino was just highlighting on that offensive line. Move the ball back to midfield. Or it's 1st and 20. Line up 2 far side, 2 near side. Colucci looks far side. Quick pass, it's caught. And Larry is brought down immediately.
Colucci on the play finds Devin Larry.
Larry able to make his way to the 43. And gets back about 6-7 yards after the penalty.
From the Thiel 43.
Inside a minute left in the quarter. It's been nothing but trouble for the Thiel offense. 2 drives that have only amounted to 3 total yards. They lost 3 yards altogether on their second drive. Now a turnover on special teams. Gives the ball right back to Allegheny. With Mitchell in motion near side. Colucci under pressure. Colucci will run with it. And steps out of bounds at the 40. Back at the original line of scrimmage to set up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and we know Colucci is a threat to run the football. Not a huge threat, but he has that in his back pocket if he ever needs to use it. So there, he simply gets them back to the original line of scrimmage. They at least have a shot here on 3rd down.
Colucci, 28 rushes, 69 yards, and a touchdown coming into today. Young quarterback making his 3rd start for the Gators. Trevor Brinzik, the senior quarterback last year, graduated. Quick pass, incomplete. Big hit delivered by Woods from his secondary spot to force the incompletion.
And that's a good defensive possession for the Thiel Tomcats because that's a spot in the game that they could have very easily just laid down and saw Allegheny go right back down the field, and sooner rather than later it's a 3-score game. They do a very good job of keeping it right where that ball was recovered at the 40-yard line.
So Dylan Reed will punt. Joseph Fell, one of the main returners for the Tomcats. And it will bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Thiel will take over at the 20-yard line.
We're going to see a Thiel offense coming out here. Howard 0 for 3. He hasn't gotten anything going in the pass game. Dion Logan, the senior running back, just 3 carries for 3 yards to this point.
And Howard entered today 18 of 45, no touchdowns, 5 picks, Donnie, 113 total passing yards in 2 contests.
Yeah, I mean, the size is phenomenal. The size is hard to beat. You see 6'4", 215, and you're thinking, there we go, man. That's a prototypical great size for a quarterback. He has to allow the rest of his game to catch up.
Howard will throw on 1st down. Flag comes in, though.
It looked like multiple Thiel players got a head start there. I was surprised they even let that play go.
Liza Banks with the big hit.
And here's the call.
False start. Number 19 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Please a false start.
Set the game clock to 9.4. 9.4.
That'll back the ball up to the 15.
At the 15-yard line now for the Tomcats.
I got to reset the clock back to about 9 seconds.
Thank you.
Dorian Briggs, the one called for the false start. Howard rolls out far side. Howard looking downfield and is taken down. He's able to gain a couple, though, on the scramble. As the quarter comes to an end with a 13-0 Allegheny lead, the Gators on top at Frank B. Pure Field as we go to the second quarter on Sportsnet Pittsburgh.
First quarter.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
To the second quarter we go, and second down and 12 for the Tomcats. Howard in shotgun. Ball is deflected and incomplete. It was batted at the line of scrimmage. And there is a flag on the play as well.
I have been really impressed by Drew Evans, the outside linebacker, the last couple of plays. He had the chase down tackle of Howard right before the quarter ended. And then he's the one, I believe, that deflected that pass.
Offsides. Defense, number 35. 5-yard penalty. Result, first down.
But
no,
offsides called
There'll still be
on
first down.
Campbell. Make it second down and 7.
Second and 7.
So if there was an interception to be had, would have been wiped off because of the offside.
Second down it is. Ball on the 23.
Second down at the 23. Logan in the back to the right of Howard. Howard rolls out far side. Now we'll run with it. Howard past the 25. Howard past the 30. First down for Howard as he's upended at the 35. Najir Howard with his best scramble. And it moves the chains. First down for the Tomcats, and it comes here at the start of the second quarter.
And sometimes you just need a play like that. It ends up being a bit of a broken play for this Tomcats offense, but it can be something that at least gets the ball rolling a little bit. He didn't have anybody open downfield, nobody comfortable for him to throw it to. He ends up doing it himself and moving the sticks.
Colucci and Elijah Banks makes the tackle. Banks started every game last year as a freshman, a sophomore, 6'1", 180-pound corner from Las Vegas, Nevada. Howard, quick pass, trying to set up a screen. Not much materializing, though. Only about a 3-yard gain. Maybe 2 for Morales.
And David Williams again getting in on that tackle. So for a player that was not active last season, it has not taken him much time to get back up to speed.
The 2 fairly young corners. Banks just a sophomore. Williams is second year playing, so a sophomore in terms of experience at the D3 level. As Howard hands it off, running room materializes just to the 40, maybe the 41-yard line for Dion Logan.
Thiel? Yeah, that is something that has been tough to keep up with, because now at all levels, Austin, we're dealing with, well, he's listed as a junior. Oh no, he's only a sophomore as a player. That stuff gets pretty confusing at this point for us.
Right, and there's no true designation of a redshirt sophomore or just a junior, or you see fifth-year senior.
Yep, we heard both coaches use the phrase like, well, in the classroom he's a junior, but on the field for us he's only a sophomore.
3rd down and 5 at the 41. Tomcats trying to get set. And it's Riley Dunbar that goes in motion, and a flag is thrown. It seemed like there were 2 men moving for Thiel. They were trying to get set up. Dunbar one of them, and then Dunbar moved in motion. We'll see if the formation is the call.
False start on the offense. Players were not set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
So the Tomcats not able to get set. We'll make it 3rd and 10 at the 35. This is the type of spot where you keep your eye on Colton Colucci, where he lines up and tries to rush the passer. Currently situated at the 40, about 5 yards off the ball. 3rd down for Howard. Looking near side, has an open man, it's caught. 1st down past midfield. Riley Dunbar with his first catch.
And that is a great growing moment from Najir Howard, because he finds somebody in the soft spot of that defense in a tough spot in the game, too. You're down by 2 scores. You're facing a 3rd and 10. He finds another freshman, Riley Dunbar, who is a game-time decision coming into this game, by the way, and you're able to move the sticks, and now you're into enemy territory.
And was banged up, did not play last week. First time that Thiel has been in Allegheny territory. And handed off to Logan. And Logan only able to get a yard. Through the first 2 games, Thiel had averaged 21 yards rushing per game. Their opponents on the Thiel defense, 197.5 per game.
Yeah, and we know that it was a very long day at the office for the Tomcats last weekend. A bit of a historic footnote on that game, and the wrong end of a historic footnote at that. So that is a game they wanted to have a short memory from, and they now into PAC play. They view this as a big-time rivalry and a chance to get in the win column.
Just about a 35-minute drive separates the 2 schools. 2nd down and 9 for Howard, and everyone moves in motion on the near side of the field before the snap.
Yeah, they could really call it on either receiver on the near side closest to us. And that's another challenge that you get with a mostly young offense led by a freshman quarterback. The communication issues will get better as the season moves forward, but it's just something that can really kill drives left and right. Small penalties like that, because now you find yourself not 2nd and 9, 2nd and 14.
Yeah, Morales and Dunbar both moved early. And on second down, they'll hand it off to Logan, trying to follow his blocking. Ball comes out. Allegheny signaling that they got it, but who has the football at the 46-yard line? A scrum for it, and the Gators come away with it. Second forced fumble by Allegheny, and it's recovered by Harry El-Khalis.
We're going to see on the replay here, Howard getting that snap. He gives it to Logan. Logan, the veteran running back, he just can't hold on to it. And one of the keys coming into this game for the Tomcats, protect the pig. You got to hold on to that football. 10 turnovers in the first 2 games of the season. They have 2 already tonight, barely a quarter into it.
Harry El-Khalis, a junior, 6'2", 235 pounds, transferred to Allegheny last year from Rhode Island. Was there his freshman year, a D1 transfer, his first fumble recovery of the season, also has a forced fumble this season. So the Gators take over now. And the handoff for Baraducci goes to the 42 to gain a 6. I know we talked about it already, Donnie, but field position can be very critical in games, especially when you're looking for your first win, as Robert Dixie was able to make the tackle, but not before a strong chunk play on first down, and Allegheny's already at the 42.
Yeah, this is already the 4th time tonight we are seeing Allegheny start within 10 yards of midfield. So the field position battle has been dominated by the Gators, and right now they have a 13-point advantage.
Colucci design quarterback run. Breaks off one tackle. Colucci still going. Fights his way close to a first down. He spun twice to make it to the 39. Needs the 38, though. It'll be 3rd and about a yard.
And this should be another ground and pound play. I mean, if you want to go with the RPO between your quarterback and running back, that's okay. But it should be an instance as we have Deborah Smith in the backfield. Behind Colucci. So whatever it is, I would just suggest running the football here with so close you have to the stick.
Baraducci had to come out on second down, so Smith remains the back on 3rd down in the pistol formation. Colucci on the play fake. Pass is caught. Griffin gets crushed at the 37, but not before picking up the first down. It was a really strong tackle by Josh Daniel, the safety, but Griffin able to power his way for enough.
Yeah, strike everything I just said, guys. That works out well, too. Play action pass. You have a man open right out in the flat. That's going to get the job done.
Baraducci back in as the back. They line up Devin Larry as the lone wide receiver isolated near side with Colucci in the pistol. Play fake. Looking for Larry on the slant pattern. He got it! Larry juggled it, bounced it to himself, and signals a first down inside the 15.
And we're going to see that again, just a simple post pattern from Devin Larry. If he catches this ball cleanly, it very well could be a touchdown. Instead, he tips it right up in the air. He's able to still haul it in. He would have been pretty frustrated with himself if that's not a reception.
Inside the red zone of the 14. Berkey and Geiswhite are the receivers at the near side. Larry comes out on first down. Baraducci breaks off one tackle, breaks off another. Ball is out. And a scramble for it with the Tomcats signaling that they have the football. Does Thiel steal one back? Trying to uncover the pile and see who ends up with the football. Tomcats recover. 2 fumbles from Thiel. The first turnover against Allegheny, and the Gators give it away inside the red zone.
And if the Tomcats are able to get back into this game, that is a massive play.
Robert Dixie on the recovery for the Tomcats.
Robert Dixie was able to recover it. It was Josh Daniel again in there on the tackle to help force the fumble. Daniel, the junior from Pompano Beach, Florida. See a lot of players contribute from the Florida area, from the Texas area. No D3 football in those states. If you want to continue playing in college, a lot of the times you have to play for a lot of schools up north, and a lot of good players from those areas. They make key contributions is Howard. Will take off with it. Has a lot of open running room. Howard to the 30, and he slides at the 32.
Another smart play from Howard, because the way that the defense was aligned, the way that the gaps were going to be controlled by his guys up front, he just kind of saw a parting of the seas there. So just take what the defense gives you, and he's able to get a first down and then some up across the 30.
It's a 16-yard pickup. Corey Halloran brought him down. Ball spotted at the 33. So Howard using his legs has really been the most efficient offense for Thiel so far. As he looks to throw, the pass is caught. They get delivered again by Halloran on the reception made by Riley Dunbar. David Williams also in there on the stop.
And we're seeing Howard, I think, grow up a little bit in front of us here. No points on the scoreboard, but after what the Tomcats went through offensively the last 2 weeks, some pretty good growth in this third game.
Allegheny leads the all-time series 43-35-6 in a series that dates back to 1893. Not much for White on the rush as Colton Colucci brings him down after a short pickup.
And it's only fitting that both Colucci's in the game for Allegheny. One is the quarterback on offense. The other one is the quarterback of the defense. Carson, the actual quarterback. Colton, the middle linebacker for the Gators. Just such a great knowledge of the game, both of these brothers, that they lead both sides.
3rd and 2. Empty backfield for Howard. Did another design run. It is. Howard not able to get there. He's about a yard short. He needed the 43. He only makes the 42. It's a 1-yard gain. And will Thiel go for it? So 5.5 to go, remaining in this first half of play. And Ty Vickery, a great job as the spy on the play on 3rd down to wrap up Howard and not allow him to stretch forward to get the yardage.
And here's something else with having Howard, and he's going to line up under center. He's a huge person. He's 6'4".
Trying to set up a tush push. Howard, did he lose the football? It is being ruled, and Howard does have it. The ball and the necessary yardage to keep the drive alive.
I do think he just got there. It wasn't by much, but he got there. And again, that's just the usage of your own body. Having a quarterback of that size, given where you're at in the game, keep your offense out there. Don't just concede and punt the football away. Howard uses that big frame and gets enough.
And when it works so well in this state, why not attempt a tush push? Even if it's on the opposite side. First and 10. Howard looks to set up a screen. Pass is caught, but not much running room, immenses. And it amounts for just about a 3-yard pickup for Draven Newton, I should say, tight end from Pittsburgh. Sophomore, 6'1", 220-pound tight end makes his second catch.
Yeah, just his second catch of the entire season. Unfortunately, we see him a little bit lame going to that Thiel sideline.
He's hobbling on over to the bench. The 3:47 in counting here in the half. Thiel does have all 3 timeouts. Howard hands off. Logan. Convoy of Gators meet him at the 48. Only a 1-yard pickup.
And the Tomcats may have gotten away with one there. There was a receiver on the far side that looked like he got a little bit of a head start, but that's the type of thing. It doesn't really impact the play, so I'm all right with the flag not getting thrown.
When Gators all meet together, it's a congregation.
We learned that before
Gators.
the game.
Thank you to Sean King for pointing that out. Do it all man for Allegheny in the athletic department. Does a great job.
I thought
what happened on that 2nd down play.
I thought that's what happened when they were picking a new pope.
Yes. You see any white smoke come up in the air after that play?
There are tailgaters out there, but it's a little bit dark at this point.
Whistles before 3rd and 5. And a timeout called by Thiel. First timeout used by Thiel. Either side has used one so far. 2:48 remaining in the half. The Tomcats try to extend the drive.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play. And it's a foot race.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next-door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
3rd down and 5. Howard looking to take a shot downfield. The pass is caught. What a catch made inside the 35-yard line. A flag comes in. Unreal grab by Riley Dunbar. Looks like he caught it on the defender's back.
Yeah, and this should be a defensive penalty, so it should be a Thiel first down anyway.
Pass interference. Defense, number 24. That penalty will be declined. Resolve penalty. First down.
Decline the penalty on David Williams. Dunbar with an amazing grab.
Yeah, and the second grab tonight for Riley Dunbar. Great size for him as well. Another young player in this offense, another freshman. And again, wasn't even sure if he was going to be active tonight, but the 6'4", 205-pounder hauls in his second catch.
He was able to work his way back to the football. As they'll hand it off, running near side. And being brought down at about the 26, 27-yard line is White. Mangino, you noticed something with what Howard is doing just about every other play, trying to communicate with the sideline.
Well, actually, it's not only every other play. You look close. He is running to the sideline every single down. He's going to run about 1,000 yards tonight just laterally as he goes over to the sideline to get every single play, regardless of any substitutions that take place.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout with Thiel driving, looking for its first points. A 13-0 lead for the Allegheny Gators. Can the defense hold? Find out when you return to Meadville.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. And Ryan's. And our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work. To bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Hey, Ma, where's the dock?
It's in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. Let's take a quick look at the weather and traffic. It's a chilly 22 degrees out there, so bundle up. We'll be hanging out all day, so don't forget to stop by and see us, grab some hot chocolate, and support a great cause.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here. we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest. It's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
To learn more, visit gcc.edu.
2nd and 5 for the Tomcats. They'll line up 2 tight ends to the near side of the formation, 2 receivers to the far side. Low snap. Howard corrals it and goes down. Hurry, El Khalis brings him down and takes a bow.
Howard really had no option there. There was nobody out to his right side. If he would have thrown the football, it would have been an intentional grounding penalty. And also, it all just started a bad snap. Preston Bello had it rolling back to him, so that threw everything off offensively.
So Allegheny calls timeout with a chance to get the football back. 1 timeout remaining plus 150 on the clock. The Tomcats scored 8 points total this season. They have not scored in the first 3 quarters of any game so far this season. Of any game.
And also keep in mind, one of the keys for Allegheny that we got into, how well they are playing against their opponents in the 3rd quarter. Outscoring teams in that 3rd frame 26-6. So that doesn't bode very well for what Thiel is facing once we get into the 2nd half.
And Sam Bauman said he's seen some improvements with this team. Noticeable differences for Howard from his first start to his 2nd start. We've really seen the ground attack, whether it be Howard or Logan, more so Howard with his legs and being able to scramble quarterback draws that offensive coordinator Greg Polis is calling in his first season that have really led the charge. This is an instance where you're going to have to throw it on 3rd down and 15 to be able to reach 22 for a first. The cowbells in full force from the Allegheny faithful. As Howard on the play fake, dumps it off. Running room to the 30, and it ends up closing up shop right in the area as the pass is caught by Rolston. We'll see if Allegheny elects to call a timeout potentially, as Drew Evans made the stop. They will not. 1:33 in counting still here in the half.
Yeah, and I think it's a smart play here as we do eventually. It looks like we get a timeout. Somebody took a TO.
CJ Gissentanner was also in on the tackle. So 1:29 on the clock, and we'll see.
Yeah, they kept it rolling.
Yeah, it was rolled out of bounds. The clock kept going. It's now 1:45 remaining, so no timeout used by either side, just officials correcting on the amount of time left on the clock. So 4th down and 5 for the Tomcats. The offense will remain on the field. Too far for a field goal. Tomcats have not attempted one with Jack Herter, their kicker. Howard has time, delivers, incomplete. Good coverage defensively. Banks on the coverage, and Howard is not able to convert as the drive stalls again.
Yeah, and I'm all right with that decision to go for it on 4th down, because where you're at on the field, you're asking your kicker to go out there and hit one from about 45 yards. We know that is a tough task to put on that player. You might as well go for it in that situation. The timing a little bit off, however, with Howard and Fell down the field. So Allegheny going to take over. 1 timeout, Austin, and just about, 99 seconds to go in this first half.
Thiel is now 2 of 6 on the season on 4th down, as the Allegheny Gator defense Gets a stop. And Colucci scrambles and throws to Baraducci.
Baraducci on the reception.
For a pickup of 8.
Pick up 8 brings up 2nd and 2 for your Gators.
Clock rolls under 1:30.
Jordan Butler with the tackle for Thiel.
Butler on the tackle for the Tomcats. Thiel linebacker scrambling to get back into the formation. Have plenty of time though, as Colucci's waited a short amount of time to be able to get the pass off, and Larry can't bring it in. Juggled it a few times.
Pass intended for Larry, falls incomplete. Will bring up
And something that has been really on point tonight so far, we maybe have seen one go a little bit higher, float back there. We mentioned Aiden Watt, the center in the middle of that offensive line for Allegheny, the freshman. He tore his UCL in his right thumb, but it was not completely torn, so he just has that baby wrapped up, clubbed up, and he has to snap the football with his offhand, but you really can't tell because he's been pretty good at it.
3rd and 1. Baraducci remains the back. Colucci under pressure, incomplete. Try to find Geiswhite on a slant route. And now Allegheny on 4th and about a yard will send the punting unit out.
And they only took 30 seconds off the clock on that 3-play drive, and they will punt it right back to the Tomcats. I wonder if Thiel maybe tries to come after this thing. Not a lot of time to work with, a couple of timeouts. Make a splash on special teams and get right back into it.
You were talking about Aiden Watt. He's going to try to get that club off a little bit later in the week. As Kershaw is back to return it for Thiel, but whistles first as the play clock was down to 0. And Allegheny calls timeout. 1:08 still to go.
That makes me wonder if they had something set up there to maybe go with a fake punt at this point in the game. It's 4th and 1. You're deep into your own territory, though, and maybe Thiel was able to snuff it out in time, and Coach Layer calls the timeout.
And it did take a little bit of time for them to get all lined up. Chris Geiswhite was trying to line up on the near side as one of the main gunners.
So it could have been one of those situations where you tell the kids, hey, we're going to go with the fake here, but wait until we get down to the final seconds on the play clock, because if I see something from that defense I don't like, I'm going to take this final timeout.
Geiswhite and Noblock are the gunners for Allegheny as the Gators will punt it away. Pressure applied, and it's a short kick that takes a favorable Allegheny bounce. A great roll afterwards. It bounced at the 40 and rolls all the way inside the 15. Favorable bounce for Reed, the punter. Sometimes you never know how the ball is going to bounce. Can't ask for a much better situation for the punter, and it also burns off some clock.
Yeah, and I think he hit the old John Cena, you can't see me, when he walked off the field. I don't know if anybody caught that.
Doesn't seem like anybody could see the football as well to try to grab it for the Tomcats and prevent a situation like that.
It's always good when a punter can get a little celebratory. Those guys don't get to do it very often.
It goes as a 50-yard punt. As it was punted away from the Tomcats to try to pin them closer to the sideline and not set up a solid return. Offense starts at the 13. Howard looks far side, under pressure, hit as he throws. It's caught, and a big hit delivered. Strong play made by Ryan Croston, the freshman from Jefferson, Ohio.
We've seen so many guys on the second level of that Allegheny defense make impacts in this first half. All across the board, Drew Evans, Colton Colucci, Ryan Croston, those guys are aggressive. They get after the football, and that may be a tone setter for the drive that makes Thiel just take this thing into the locker room.
Play clock and game clock separated by about half a second. On 2nd and 13, Howard will just hand it off.
Hand off to Howard.
Ends up going as about a loss of a yard. Drew Evans once again on the tackle. as the Gators defense pitches a shutout in the first half, 13-0. It's been all Gators, a successful first half for Allegheny. Strong offense, strong defense for head coach Braden Lair and the Gators. Coach Lair standing by with Robert Mangino.
Going up 13-0 in the halftime. First quarter looked really great offense and defense. Things started to sputter a little bit in the second quarter. Your thoughts?
Really sloppy. I mean, we've had 5 possessions inside the 50-yard line and 13 points to show for it. Part of that's turnovers, part of that's drops. A sloppy second quarter, so you better believe we're going to come out hungry in the second half.
What do you tell the guys at halftime?
I mean, we're killing ourselves. There's nothing that we've seen that's slowing us down. Again, it's us making sure we execute one play at a time, because that's a good football team. They're very well coached. They're going to make us earn it in the last 30 minutes.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck to you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Mangino. A 13-0 lead for the Gators as we have reached halftime in Meadville, Pennsylvania. Turnovers on either side, but touchdowns for the Gators. Strong play from Colucci and Baraducci. Able to find the end zone, and the Gators, led by Braden Lair, growing up by 2 scores. Halftime is next.
Pittsburgh, get ready to see PPG Pace Arena like never before. PPG Pace Arena tours take you behind the scenes of the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is your chance to step inside the Penguins locker room and feel the history of the 5-time Stanley Cup champs. See the ice from a player's point of view and go where legendary broadcasters told the biggest moments in Penguins history. From championship stories to behind-the-scenes secrets, this tour is the ultimate Penguins experience. Visit ppgpacearena.com and book your tour today.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, Pennsylvania has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key to keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
6 Purdue 23. Miami 7, Florida nothing.
It looked like it would be a blowout early. Allegheny going up 13-0 in the first quarter, but things slowed down. It's 13-0 at halftime. Allegheny over Thiel. Coming up in just a little bit, we'll get the top 5 plays in the pack from last week. But right now, the interview that Austin had at Pack Media Day with Thiel football player Alexander Mittner right now.
You're watching our coverage of the President's Athletic Conference. Austin Bechtold, pleased to be joined alongside Alexander Mittner, a junior defensive lineman for the Thiel Tomcats. Alexander, first and foremost, just your journey to Thiel. Take me through it. How did you pick the Tomcats?
Well, when I'm asked this question, I kind of give the same answer every time. I didn't pick Thiel. It kind of chose me. Coming out of high school, I was originally supposed to go to Grove City, actually, and it just wasn't a good time in my life, and I ended up not going. I was going to go, I went to my local community college, and I was going to transfer in the fall to just probably like Slippery Rock or IUP. One day I got a text from one of my buddies who went to Thiel, and he was like, "Hey, do you still have any interest in playing football?" And I was like, "Heck yeah, I still have interest in playing football." And so kind of just went from there, and I ended up at Thiel.
How's Thiel helped you grow as a person?
I wouldn't necessarily say I've changed a whole lot. It's definitely helped my social skills because I'm pretty introverted. I don't like putting myself out there and all that. Doing this right now is pretty out of my way. But, just the people there, they really help you with every life skill that you'll need to succeed.
Well, just act like you're on the football field. That's where you're most comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Are you a little bit of an extrovert on the football field?
I guess you could say that. I really can't act, out in the real world and like in the classroom like I do on the football field.
Yeah. Well, we're just talking life. So ultimately, what do you think is the biggest strength of your game?
Just my love and knowledge for football. I'm not the biggest guy. I'm pretty strong, but I'm not the strongest guy. So, I've always just used my love and my passion for the game to just keep going forward.
Your relationship with Coach Bauman, how has it continued to grow?
When I first got to Thiel, I was kind of scared of Coach Bauman because, I didn't really meet him when I came on my visit here because all the coaches were at a coach's clinic, and I was just some kid who just wanted to come play football. But as the years have gone on, I've grown to enjoy Coach Bauman and learned that he's just a great guy.
What's one of your favorite memories wearing the Tomcat uniform?
It's ironic that we're here, but I'd have to say my 2-sack game against St. Vincent. It was senior day. It came down to the defense needing to get a stop. We got them on a fourth and long, and they focused on the 2 all-pack guys and didn't block me with a single person, so I just had a free shot at the quarterback, and I got the game-sealing sack.
Well, that helps. We're talking to Alexander Mittner. Why do you think that you can become one of those all-PAC players with those guys now gone?
Definitely, for sure. I just got to keep working and, lead the guys around me to help make me better.
What's the key to a successful pass rush? I know it's a simple question, but a loaded one at the same time.
Well, there are a lot of factors. If you ask my coaches, they'll say that I'm kind of a one-trick pony. I really only use power moves and bull rush people. But, especially for me as a little guy, the key for me is just to get up under the tall guy's pads and just throw them. That's the best thing for me.
What are your goals and what you want to do in the future when you ultimately graduate from Thiel?
Definitely say get a job close to home in safety management. I don't really want to leave Western PA, and I'd like to, stay close to my parents because both my other siblings are a decent amount of time away.
Safety management, why'd you ultimately choose it?
My brother's in it, and we're essentially the same person. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do at Thiel, but he called me up and was like, "Hey, I see they're starting a safety program there," and I looked at the faculty and all the people that were in it, and his one professor from Slippery Rock was actually in that program, so he said, "I think you would really like it," so I just went with it from there.
Your relationship with your brother, how big of an influence is he on your life?
I'd definitely say a big one. I was the best man in his wedding. When I was younger, we definitely didn't see eye to eye, and I think that's mainly just because that's how younger and older siblings are. But, as I've grown to enjoy him more, and I really love spending time with him.
Yeah, the older you get, the more you get to appreciate your siblings. I know that's the same with me and my sisters as well. What's something that you think people don't understand about Thiel, whether it be the campus, whether it be the football program, that you want them to know?
I think the main thing is when people go and look at Thiel, they're like, "Oh, this place is in the middle of nowhere." But I think that's what makes it so special, because there's not a lot of stuff you can do outside of Thiel, so you really have to interact with everyone and go to things that Thiel hosts and all that.
What do you want your legacy to be whenever you graduate from Thiel and move on in the world?
I mean, I don't really care about legacy. I just want to help this team win football games.
What's going to be the key to do that?
Just playing as one.
Your message to your family and friends, what would you like to say to them watching?
Love you guys.
Alexander Mittner, a man of few words at times. And it wasn't that bad, huh?
No.
Not too nervous here on KDK Plus.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eservicesstack.com today to organize your organization.
Pittsburgh, get ready to see PPG Pace Arena like never before. PPG Pace Arena tours take you behind the scenes of the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is your chance to step inside the Penguins locker room and feel the history of the 5-time Stanley Cup champs. See the ice from a player's point of view and go where legendary broadcasters called the biggest moments in Penguins history. From championship stories to behind-the-scenes secrets, this tour is the ultimate Penguins experience. Visit ppgpacearena.com and book your tour today.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here. We live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots in real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest. It's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
The Allegheny defense pitching a shutout so far. They're on top of Thiel 13-0. Second half coming up in just minutes. But first, we go back in time to last week and the top 5 plays in the pack.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into the studio. I'm Ethan Spazarski, and it's indeed that time to take a glance around the PAC for this week's top 5 plays. Now, a general disclaimer, only 3 PAC schools played at home this week, so there's not going to be a lot of variety in this week's episode. But we're still bringing you the top plays around the conference this week. Starting out with number 5, we step to Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, where Geneva hosted Shenandoah and produced a 10-play, 80-yard drive to cap it off here with a David Reed touchdown from 4 yards out to cut the Shenandoah lead to 6 points. Next up for the number 4 play, we're going to stay with Geneva, but this time on the other side of the ball and the field, when the Golden Tornadoes defense swoops in and is able to make a goal line stop, literally goal line stop, thanks to Riley Mack and company to stop the Shenandoah offense and get them off the board. For the number 3 play, we head out to the College of Worcester, where St. Vincent was taking on the Scots. Niall Thomas races into the backfield for the pressure and to force the intentional grounding call on the Worcester offense. The number 2 play, or plays I should say, for the first time ever in Top 5 Plays history, we provide you also with 2 plays, and for the first time ever as well, the new member of Hiram College. The Terriers offense starts on their own 40-yard line, but with a 46-yard pass by Sean Tahita over to Devin Tufts, but then only 23 seconds later, the offense gets it out to Kevin Dykes, who catches the screen pass and finds the end zone for Hiram and takes the eventual 14-0 lead. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, the number 1 play around the PAC this week belongs to Luke Crumbaker of the Golden Tornadoes. 1 play, 70 yards, 1 end zone. Geneva wouldn't be able to hold on for the win, however, racked up 3 top 5 plays this week. It's going to do it and cap off this week's rendition of Top 5 Plays. I appreciate you as always for watching with me, and to make sure to come back next week, same time, same place, for Top 5 Plays around the PAC.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thought.
Austin, we're at 13-0 at halftime. What's really interesting about Thiel so far is that they really struggled in that first quarter, only a few yards total on offense. But one of the things that's interesting and everybody needs to keep in mind is how young this offense is. 7 starters are freshmen and listed as sophomores. They've just not played very much together. They need that team participation, and experience like a game like this is critically important. Fortunately for them, they're within 2 scores.
Yeah, that's very important, Mangino. And we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. Austin Bechtold alongside with Donnie Chedrick. And, you know, Donnie, when you are trying to work your way into a successful season, one thing that you hear from a lot of coaches around the conference is you win this conference with 21, 22, and 23-year-olds. And for Thiel, no points on the scoreboard so far. You have a freshman quarterback, young offensive line. It takes time to be able to have things to materialize.
Yeah, the offense super young. And we've already seen some points of growth tonight from Najir Howard in this game. Maybe it hasn't shown up on the scoreboard yet for Thiel, but he's done some things where he's been smarter with the football. Now, out of his own control, a couple of turnovers, and that was one of the keys coming in that Thiel had to avoid.
3 total fumbles in the game, 2 by Thiel, 1 by Allegheny. And overall, when you break down the numbers, Thiel with only 98 total yards of offense compared to 227 for the Allegheny Gators. Allegheny with double the first downs. Turnovers have been somewhat costly, but Allegheny has not done, I don't think, a good enough job of being able to capitalize off of them.
Yeah, Allegheny has had multiple short fields as well. They've dealt with, I think, 4 or 5 points in this game where they've started with the football right around midfield. So, yeah, they're racking up some yardage, but you would think, given where they have started with the football more often than not, they would be up by more than 13.
Allegheny with already over 100 yards rushing, 115, just 42 for the Tomcats. And the reason why, Najir Howard, 6 carries, 24 yards. We've seen him on the design quarterback runs that he has run, but overall, like Deion Logan, 8 carries, just 10 yards, Donnie. White, 2 carries, 8 yards. They've not been able to get much going on the ground.
Yeah, and speaking of things on the ground, you see in the highlight package there, Don Baraducci, the touchdown run, and then you see with the Thiel Tomcats finally getting a little something going with their offense. But you brought up Najir Howard running the football. Maybe that's something we see a little bit more in this second half, because that has helped out the offense for Thiel when they get into a tough situation. One of the turnovers from that first half you see right there.
Yeah, and Khalees has been huge defensively for the Gators as well. The ball has been on the ground a lot. The ball has only found the end zone twice. How much more scoring will we see? The Tomcats will receive the ball to begin the second half. When you return to Frank B. Pier Field in a moment.
Stay connected with all the action Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play, and it's a foot race.
Blue and gold weekend here at Frank B. Fier Field in Allegheny. The Gators currently lead it 13-0. Tomcats will receive the football. Thiel has played 10 quarters this season and has been shut out in 9 of them. By scoring 8 points in his first game of the season. The ball will be returned from the 4-yard line. White to the near side. Past the 25, breaks off a couple of tackles and is down at the 30.
And remember, something we noted, that the Allegheny Gators, they've been outscoring opponents 26-6 in this third quarter.
Howard was 7 of 11 for 56 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. So first down and 10. Two backs in the formation for Howard. He gives it to the far side. It's Logan. And Logan picks up a first down. Able to gain 10 on first down. The best runs for Dion Logan of the day, an all-PAC player. Honorable mention in 2024.
We have somebody a little bit slow to get up in the back end of that Allegheny defense.
Yeah, Javi Edwards.
Eliza Banks.
He's the one that made the tackle, and it is Banks, Donnie, you're right, that is currently down on the field right near midfield. Looked like he was trying to stay in there, but some of his teammates told him to just go down and be attended to. The 120th year of football at Thiel. 365, 581, and 35 overall for the Tomcats. A lot of action in the PAC. There was a 4-hour weather delay in Waynesburg in the opener between the Yellow Jackets and Hiram. That game is concluded. A thriller, 35-27. The Yellow Jackets win it. At half in Beaver Falls, Geneva leads St. Vincent 21-14. Westminster and Case Western in a good one, 28-14. The Titans on top of the Spartans. And Allegheny and Thiel underway here in Meadville. A couple of teams are on a bye this week, including W&J, who's 0-2, and Grove City, who's 1-1 coming out of non-conference play. Those two teams will meet next week, prime time, right here on our airwaves. Should be a thrilling matchup next week from Grove City, and a very important one between two teams that tied for the PAC championship a year ago, the three-way tie between W&J, Grove City, and Carnegie Mellon. A little bit of a low snap. Corralled in a handoff that goes to Logan for right around 5.
On the carry. Michael
Shank on the tackle to the 45-yard line. A pretty solid start, Donnie, to this drive for the Tomcats.
Yeah, and a little bit more on that run than it looked for the Tomcats. I mean, if you're able to get 4 or 5 yards on a first down play, that puts you in a very nice position for the rest of the drive. You can open up the playbook a little bit more.
You know, looking at some of those PAC scores, it's pretty wild that no PAC team is 2-0 to start the year. Of all the teams in the conference, Logan makes his way to the 48, about 3 yards shy after the 3-yard gain.
Yeah, we were talking to the commissioner of the PAC, Joe Underco, downstairs before the game, and we brought up, you know, how long it's been really since we've seen a team not get out of the first 2 weeks of the season undefeated. I mean, I can't really think back to a time where there wasn't a single team in the conference without a loss, but the positive there, it just shows how much the conference is challenging itself outside of PAC play.
And there was no non-conference games for 3 years prior. So a little bit of a change in the schedule as the handoff goes to Logan. He needs the 49 of Allegheny. He did not get there. Only able to gain about a yard. Colton Colucci in there on the stop. And it sets up 4th down right around midfield. If you're Thiel, I think that you have to think about going for this. The offense right now remaining on the field.
Yeah, and again, you have Najir Howard who can use the big body from the quarterback position. I don't know if it's sneak territory. It's a little bit far for that. But you at least have somebody that can pose that threat where they can run the football.
Howard goes under center on 4th down and 2. They line up in the tush-push formation. Howard did not get there. Only made his way close to midfield. And on 4th and 2, typically a play that you run on 4th and 1 just to gain a yard. Tomcats had to get a solid 2 yards. They did not.
And we're going to see the replay there. He does fall forward, but it was a 4th and 2 play. And when it's 4th and 2, that's a little bit far to go with the quarterback sneak, the tush-push. It doesn't work out there. So right at midfield is where the Gators will take over.
Allegheny takes over on downs. And once again, Thiel gives it back to Allegheny. The fumbles, the turnovers on 4th down. It has just not been, to steal a Mike Tomlin phrase, a solid job on possession downs, being able to convert. This is a Thiel team that only converts right around 23% of the time on 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, and your team hasn't put up any points, but the positive there is that your defense has put forth a pretty good effort. Only 13 points against it in that first half.
Colucci decides to keep it, and it was a good decision.
Colucci keeps it himself, and he's going to pick up 4.
As Mitchell was in the backfield, and he comes off hobbling over to the sideline, which was a big hit delivered on him. Alexander Mittner, who you saw featured in our halftime interview, was the one that made the tackle after a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Mittner, one of the guys up front on that Thiel defensive line. I love what they have with their 4 defensive linemen. They have the big body Brian White, 5'10", over 300 pounds. Mittner, more of the quick, elusive defensive tackle at 5'9", 220.
They hand it off to Baraducci, and he's brought down immediately. And it's Mittner again. Mittner, back-to-back tackles, and he's wearing number 1, which you don't see very often for a defensive tackle to wear, but Sam Bauman said those single-digit numbers go to the leaders and go to the players that truly earn it. And number 1 goes to the junior D tackle.
Yeah, and he was telling us before the game it goes all the way through to a voting process for a player to get a single-digit number on the defensive line. So that is a high honor for Mittner. He's made a couple of plays early in this second half.
Yeah, very prestigious for Mittner from New Brighton, Pennsylvania. Geiswhite goes in motion to the far side of the formation. 3rd down and 7. Colucci looks to take a shot downfield. Has Larry open. He's got it. Larry marked down at the 1. Colucci finds Devin Larry. Big play for the Gators. A strike for 46. add on a roughing the passer penalty at the very end, and it'll put the ball at the inch line.
56. 15-yard penalty added on.
I think they got
First
Makai
down.
Carroll for the penalty, the 6'3 junior from New York.
First and goal for Allegheny at the 1.
Roughing the passer, so it'll go from the 1 yard
Baraducci is the back. They line up with Geis White on the far side of the formation. 3 receivers line up near side. Colucci goes under center. Colucci, quarterback sneak. Baraducci pushes him into the end zone. Touchdown, Allegheny. Carson Colucci into the end zone. His second rushing touchdown of the season extends the Allegheny lead.
And he wasn't going to get in on that first effort. You're going to see Dominic Baraducci come up from the second level behind him. He is what got Carson Colucci into the end zone.
And a 19-0 game. Offense currently remaining out there on the field to go for 2. It's an empty backfield for Colucci. The lineup, Baraducci in the slot on the far side. Now we'll bring him in motion. Low snap. Colucci keeps it himself. Colucci trying to get to the pylon. He's short. Not able to get there as Devin Long held him out on the 2-point attempt. 19-0 though. Allegheny converts. Colucci, after the big play to Devin Larry, finds the end zone from just 1 yard. 3-score game in Leesville.
Media time.
He's got it! What a play! And it's a foot race.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
This Saturday, tune into JRN Sports on YouTube for D3 college football as 2024 Co-PAC champions meet in Grove City. The Washington and Jefferson Presidents face the Grove City Wolverines. This Saturday at 7 p.m. only on JRN Sports. A lot to cheer about for the Gators cheerleaders. Currently up 19-0. And a long drive for the Gators that ends in a 1-yard touchdown run. 4 plays, 50 yards to reach the end zone.
And it was the big throw down the field to Devin Larry that was the highlight of that drive. And it was just 1 play later, Carson Colucci, the quarterback sneak, got him into the end zone.
Larry now with 4 touchdowns on the season as White takes the kickoff back just shy of the 25. The flag comes in very late. Singleton had the tackle with the flag with Colucci involved with a couple of Thiel special teams players. Currently being sorted out by our field judge, Darren Bauer.
We have offsetting personal fouls. 45 of Thiel, 38 of Allegheny, The ball will be placed at the 23-yard line. First down.
So they'll spot it at the 23 and act like nothing happened. Colucci against Denison went just 7 of 24, 29% completion rate, but looked a lot better against Juniata. Transfer from Division II Wheeling, it was 17 of 20 on the day, and 85% completion rate. It's the best completion percentage by an Allegheny starting quarterback since TJ Salopek against Ohio Wesleyan University. Went 31 of 35 on October 23rd, 2010. And you saw the deep play to Larry, able to reach on the quarterback sneak from a yard out. Carson Colucci looks very comfortable for the Gators.
Yeah, he's off to another really good start in this game. 12 of 17. That's about almost a 71% completion percentage, 158, 1 touchdown. He has not turned the football over. And Devin Larry, he has reached the 100-yard mark. 5 grabs for 100 yards on the night.
2nd and 5 for Howard. They'll hand it off. Colucci brings down Logan in the backfield. Colton Colucci, it's a loss of 3 yards on the play. And Colucci constantly around the football, was unblocked. How do you just leave Colucci unblocked?
Yeah, I mean, he had the play read from the moment the ball was snapped. And there was no shot because there was not a body on him. There was not an opportunity for one of the offensive linemen to get to him at that second level. And really probably just a missed assignment amongst the youngsters in the middle of that offensive line.
3rd and 9. Howard, pocket collapses in on him and he goes down. Drew Evans brings down Howard. And another sack for the Allegheny defense. What a game so far for Drew Evans.
Yeah, Evans has had a couple of highlight plays. A big block on one end of the edge, but it's Drew Evans who, oddly enough, hitting the quarterback broadside, but the freshman Howard never saw him coming.
Evans, the junior from Erie, Colorado. An outside linebacker. Another big stop to set up 4th and 21, and Thiel has to punt from its end zone. Spencer Clary gets it away. It's a low kick that bounces at the 35, and it's fielded by Larry. Going past the 40, and he's out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. He runs right in front of Braden Layer. They looked a little concerned that Larry picked up that punt, but defenders closing in on him. But once again, great field position for Allegheny, just like Lair talked about at halftime with Robert Mangino.
And I think we're reaching the point in this game where Allegheny has such control of it that they could lean on that run game a little bit more. Baraducci so far in this game, 10 carries for 59 yards, a very efficient average per carry of almost 6 yards. He has the touchdown in the game as well.
Colucci in shotgun. Mitchell is back out there after being hobbled and came off the field. Colucci looks downfield, has Mitchell. Mitchell just can't grab it. It goes through his hands. On the RPO, Colucci knew he had him, but Mitchell just could not haul it in.
Every part of that play worked. RPO, he keeps it. He's going to throw it down the field. The defender gets tripped up. The man was wide open. Everything but the ball getting hauled in.
Mitchell, an athletic, explosive player, had an 85-yard kick return for a touchdown with just over a minute to go against Juniata last week. It gave the Gators a 38-34 lead. First kickoff return for a touchdown for Allegheny since Levi Schwartz, 89 yards against Westminster, September 17th of 2022. Baraducci, a short pickup on 2nd down.
Tackled by Mittner on the play.
Mittner makes the stop, but we've seen on a couple of different occasions Mitchell really getting involved in this offense and also has some pretty sparkly shoes that we can see all the way up here in the booth.
Yeah, he is a nice little piece that the Gators have. The big story is Devin Larry, but we are seeing a player in Taryn Mitchell who only had 3 grabs for 20 yards on the season coming into this game. He's a lot more involved than he has been through weeks 1 and 2.
Pistol formation on 3rd and 8 for Colucci. Baraducci remains the back. Thiel showing pressure off the edge. They bring it. Colucci delivers downfield looking for Larry, and it's incomplete. broken up at the last second by Trenton Woods. Good recovery by Woods, as the ball was maybe a little slightly underthrown for Larry.
Yeah, we see on the replay here that ball up in the area to wait for it just a hair, and that did allow Woods to get back into it. And really a great play by Woods to not interfere with the receiver. That could have been a play in which the ball is up in the air, he runs into the receiver, easy flag gets thrown. Not the case. He's able to punch it out of the air before it comes down.
Allegheny in no man's land, so they'll go for it on 4th and 8. Colucci with time, rolls out far side. Colucci pump fakes and goes down. Brought down for a loss as he's sacked by Badger. Allegheny turns it over on downs.
And Jake Badger, the 6'2 senior, having to make a play like that. That is a potential game saver. But Thiel, we're getting to a point in the contest, Austin. These guys have to put a drive together on offense.
Yeah, Allegheny, in their first 2 games, averaged 31 points per game. And 37.5 points per game for the opponent. They've only possessed the ball 25 minutes on average in those first 2 games. Allegheny has done a much better job of possessing the football, putting together long drives. It's been Thiel that the offense has not really been on the field that much, and when they have, not a lot of big plays. Pitch goes to Logan. Logan runs more so towards the middle of the field. It's rather White on the carry, and he's brought down after a gain of just 3 yards.
And Howard, to this point in the game, through the air, 7 of 11, 56 yards. He has not thrown an interception. He has played clean football on his end. We've seen a couple of fumbles from the Tomcats, but the freshman quarterback has not been somebody allowing those to happen.
White remains the back, former Baldwin-Wallace transfer, as Howard's pass is broken up. David Williams got a hand in there to force the incompletion.
David Williams on the play is going to bring up 3rd and 7.
You know, we see again, very veteran play from David Williams. I've been impressed by multiple corners in this game on each side. That is a very difficult position to play in the game of football in the era that we're in. So pass happy and so flag happy too. You're out there on an island. I give a lot of credit to anybody that has to play corner.
Howard rolls near side on 3rd and 7, takes a big hit as he delivered the ball by Colucci. And Howard is down. Colucci with a thumping hit on Howard as he is able to get up and walk gingerly over to the sideline.
Yeah, and we're going to see little play action rollout to the left. That was planned the whole time. As he releases it, just textbook stuff from Colton Colucci.
Clean hit by Colucci and a solid hit to bring up 4th down. Clary will punt it away.
Back deep for your Gators, number 4, Devin Larry.
So Devin Larry back to return the punt. Allegheny tries to block it first and had good pressure and a hit delivered on the punter, Clary. And a flag does come in. Larry will let it bounce. And it will roll to the 11. We'll check the flag. It's 4th and 7, so.
Roughing the kicker, number 81. On the defense, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
A 5-yard penalty would not have sustained the drive. A 15-yard personal foul will, though.
Yeah, you have your difference between running into and roughing the kicker. This time, a roughing the kicker penalty. And I've always had a hard time deciphering how these should go, because it could also be an acting job done by the punter in some cases. But that time, it was pretty clear contact that was made, and it really just comes down to a subjective call from the official. So they go with roughing. Thiel keeps the offense going, and hey, now you're on the plus side of the 50.
Curtis Snowblock, the one that had the 15-yard penalty for Allegheny, that moves the ball into Gator territory for the Tomcat offense at the 44 as Howard delivers over the middle. Ball was batted up into the air, but incomplete. It was Ryan Croston that got a hand on it, and he deflected the ball into the air. allowing somebody to have an opportunity, but ball comes incomplete and a missed opportunity for the Allegheny defense.
And Mangino brought it up in the first half, the offensive play calling, a little bit old school. You get your freshman quarterback to run to the sideline before every single play. So certainly getting his steps in tonight, it's not something as easy as some sideline signals.
Howard hands it off. And Logan is able to gain 4 yards. Mangino, is that kind of something that you heard from Sam Bauman as well coming out of halftime and just overall his messaging in this second half? Tomcats still no points, 5.5 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, he was really disappointed about the way things went in that first quarter. The defense didn't show up. The offense didn't show up. He was more happy with the defense and being able to hold Allegheny to no points in that second quarter. But he just needs some sustained drive. He talked about that even before the game started. He needs to see some real production, especially on third down.
3rd and 6. Howard has time, rolls out far side, being chased by Colucci. Tight window pass. It's rolled incomplete. Williams forces another incompletion as Howard was looking for Joseph Fell, the junior from Warren, Ohio, and it's 4th down.
And Howard was close to throwing that across the line of scrimmage. It would have been an illegal forward pass, but it keeps it at 4th down.
Fell, who moves around the formation a decent amount for Thiel, whether it's in the slot, lines up outside, sometimes even in the backfield. I haven't seen it really today. 4th down and 6 for Howard. Allegheny brings pressure. Howard, quick pass. It's caught. Reception made to the 30-yard line. And the drive continues on the reception for C.K. Kershaw.
Another freshman getting involved in this Thiel offense. There are a ton of them. That is something that you can take if you are the Tomcats, and no matter how many lumps you take this season, hey, we have a lot of young pieces to work with on this side of the football. A lot of freshman to freshman connections. Another one right there, Kershaw getting involved.
So 3rd down converted, we said earlier, is 23% is what Thiel has converted on 3rd down this season. That's a big one to move the ball to the 29. Logan's the back with Howard. Quick pass, it's caught. Fell is brought down for a 2-yard loss. Nothing for Joseph Fell as a convoy of Gators, a congregation of them, all meet Fell.
That's our fun fact of the weekend,
yes,
Austin.
The congregation.
There's a congregation of Gators.
He was first met by Muhammad, the safety. Helped out by multiple others. Make it 2nd down and 12. Ball at the near side hash. 3 receivers far side. Howard sets up a quick pass. It's caught. Not much there, though, emerges. On the reception for Crease. Adam Crease, who was hurt last week, only 2nd target. Had 1 catch for 16 yards in the first game of the season for the Tomcats. The receiver that they're really looking to try to get going, a sophomore at 6'5".
Yeah, he presents a really nice target. You just gave his size at 6'5". He could be somebody in a red zone type situation to go up and get it, but really just nice to have that guy on the field. So he was a game time decision tonight. It is a good sign for the Tomcats that he's out there and seems to be okay, but another big 3rd down this offense faces.
White enters as the back on 3rd down and 8. Allegheny brings 4. Howard delivers deep downfield, incomplete. A flag at the 10-yard line.
It got thrown late, but I'm going to be honest, it looked like pass interference to me. The receiver got completely taken out of the play. I don't know if the replay will show us anything different, but on the far side of the field, the receiver got taken out.
15 yards from the previous.
So David Williams called for the pass interference, which will keep the drive moving. We'll take another look as it was Williams with Crease.
Now a little bit of a sell job.
And they pushed him out of bounds, but
it worked.
And it worked. And a wow from our PA announcer here. He did not like that call, Donnie.
First and 10 from the 12-yard
You can't please everyone.
And the Tomcats have to take advantage of this opportunity. I think we're at the point in the game, you're not bringing the field goal unit out here. No moral victories.
Toss play to Logan. Gets to the 11.
Logan on the carry.
2.5 and counting here in the third quarter. Javi Edwards makes the stop. It's a 19-0 game. Tomcats looking to reach the end zone. It's been a struggle for this Thiel offense, not being able to sustain drives. This is the closest they've gotten to being able to reach pay dirt. Second and 9. Howard looks for the swing pass. It's caught. Logan another touch of the football, but does not go for much. Evans again helping out to make the play defensively. But now Evans is calling to come off the field as his arm is, he currently has a clenched right fist as he walked off the field and was holding his right arm really close to his leg.
Something else with this Thiel offense, and we're not at the point in the game where they have to be with a huge sense of urgency. They do have no issue, though, letting some time run off between plays.
3rd and 7. Howard has time. Howard escapes far side, delivers, ball is incomplete. Howard brought down as he threw it and was under pressure. The ball was knocked away to set up 4th down, and your Thiel, a field goal is not going to do much for you. Have to go for it on 4th down.
It would, yeah, if they make the field goal, it takes you to a 16-point game, so technically you get it down to 2 scores, but you're counting on a whole lot if that's what you settle for here. So I like the decision by Coach Bauman to keep his offense out here.
Yeah, instead of 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. Go for it on 4th down and 7 at the 10. Logan is the back. 2 receivers far side. They send a man in motion near side towards us. Howard has time. Howard steps up. Howard delivers to the end zone. Pass is intercepted. Just shy of the end zone at the 1-yard line. Corey Holleran, his first interception of the year, gives it back to the Gators offense.
Now the 5'11 freshman making a huge play.
The 6th interception of the season from Howard is costly inside the red zone. Thiel can't capitalize. Allegheny gets it back and will look to go 99 yards.
The ball was intercepted.
15-10.
Placed on the 1-yard line. First down.
High pass is caught.
Timeout.
He's got it. What a play. And it's a foot race.
At Leway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Leway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Leway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Pursue your calling at Grove City College.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Avonworth as the Antelopes take on the Central Valley Warriors. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
Another stop for the Allegheny Gator defense, pitching a shutout, but the offense has to go 99 yards and trying to get out of its own end. As Colucci stands in the end zone, They try to avoid a safety. As they do, Baraducci off to the races. Past the 35-40, Baraducci to midfield, and he's brought down just shy of the 40. A 58-yard run by Tom Baraducci. I think that'll get you out of the end zone.
Yeah, in the middle of the offensive line deserves a lot of credit for this play going the way it did. You're backed into your own end zone. Baraducci, we get a pull block there to open things up. Nearly taking that the distance, but regardless, you completely flip the field on one snap of the football.
And how about that young right side of the offensive line? Michael Ponziani and Harrison Eckert, both sophomores at right guard and right tackle, the ones that were able to clear out space for Baraducci to have nothing but open running room. As Colucci finds Griffin, similar play we saw in the first half, and he's wrapped up for no gain.
Will Griffin for a short gain for the completion.
Robert Dixie on the tackle as the quarter comes to a close. Allegheny driving again as we go to the fourth. 19 zips in the first PAC conference game of the year.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Annoying! Never! I'm the king of the
I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Avonworth as the Antelopes take on the Central Valley Warriors. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
This Saturday, tune into JRN Sports on YouTube for D3 college football as 2024 co-PAC champions meet in Grove City. The Washington and Jefferson Presidents face the Grove City Wolverines. This Saturday at 7 p.m. only on JRN Sports. Allegheny driving once again with the ball at the 42. Two backs in the backfield, including Mitchell. He's only able to spin his leg for two.
To number 23.
But how about Baraducci today, Donnie? A strong performance overall. His second career 100-yard rushing game in last week's matchup against Juniata. Today, now 118 plus a touchdown after that long run.
Yeah, in the long run, that really helps out the average. He is averaging nearly 10 yards a pop with that 57-yard run, doing a lot of help.
His third career 100-yard gain on the ground. As Colucci airs it out, but no one home. A little bit of miscommunication. He was trying to find Devin Larry, and Larry stopped the route about 10 yards shy to set up fourth down.
Good stop for the Thiel defense, but this Tomcats offense, they have to get into the end zone here soon. I mean, it is a 3-score game. You have about 14 minutes to go. We do know this, that Allegheny, the fourth quarter, not their strongest.
Right.
They have been outscored by opponents, handled by opponents in the final quarter of these games. So Thiel has to do a little bit of that if they want any shot.
Yeah, Allegheny has led in the fourth quarter in both of its games so far, this making it the third, as the punt bounces inside the 10. Allegheny's been outscored 42-16 in the fourth quarter this year. Thiel looking for its first PAC opening win since 2017, where it won 28-13 at Bethany. The Tomcats will now have to go 92 yards to reach the end zone with the punt landing at the 8.
Yeah, and it was a great punt, getting you inside the 10-yard line. And last time Thiel had the football, a couple of penalties helping them out, a couple of personal foul penalties, or one personal foul penalty on the punt. Then you had a pass interference penalty. You're not going to get that assistance every single drive, and now you have 92 yards to go to reach the end zone.
Howard lines up in the shotgun with White to his right. Howard delivers far side, incomplete. Trying to find Fell. They've not been on the same page last couple of connections.
Will bring up 2nd and 10.
So in this matchup, talk about this Thiel offense. Howard, 11 of 22 for 70 yards and an interception. He's also been sacked twice.
He had a clean game turnover-wise before that last drive, and then really out of a desperation move through the pick.
Definitely some growing pains. The flag comes in at the snap, and signaling a false start will move the Tomcats back half the distance to the goal. Receiving-wise, Riley Dunbar, 3 catches for 41 yards.
On the offense, half the distance to the goal, 2nd down.
Dunbar is the leading receiver. Other than that, Logan has 2 catches for 3 yards. Everyone else on the team just 1 catch, including Kershaw, 1 catch for 11 yards. Wilson, 1 catch for 10 yards. And Newton, the tight end, on the screen pass, only went for 4. Passing game just has not been there.
Yeah, able to spread it out, but guys not able to do much with the football, really, besides Dunbar.
2nd and 14. Allegheny brings pressure. Quick pass is caught at the 15. Colucci is the one that makes the tackle, and Dunbar has his 4th catch.
Howard finds Dunbar. Colston and Colucci.
3rd and a little bit more manageable. 3rd and about 3. Howard with 2 far side, 2 near side. Quick pass, miscommunication, incomplete. Might have been tipped at the line as the ball sailed wide, more so towards the numbers, and the route looked like it was going more so towards the hashes. Now Thiel will have to keep the offense out there on 4th down and 3, at least to start. Now the punting unit comes on.
Yeah, and on that pass, it looked like, given where the pass was thrown, that the quarterback expected it to be a quick out route. That was not the case. So that miscommunication again spiting the Thiel offense. Now look at this.
Now they'll go under center with 3 men in the backfield. Maybe just trying to get Allegheny to jump off sides. Now 2 men come in tight, closer to the formation. They'll shift again. A flag comes in as the play clock was down to 0. Did Thiel get a timeout off in time?
Delay of game.
No.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And the delay of game will move Cleary, the punter, now into the end zone.
I like that move. I mean, you're kind of in a spot in the game where you have to try anything to move the sticks, and you're facing a 4th down. So try to throw the defense off, try to get them to jump. It doesn't work, but now your punter sending it from its own end zone.
Gets it away. It's a high kick, but does not go very far. It bounces at the 30 and goes out of bounds. Only a 20-yard punt, if that. Will be marked off as an 18-yard punt for Thiel.
It's going to be 1st down for Allegheny.
Best field position for Allegheny. Ball is marked at the 27-yard line as the punt just had nothing on it, and that's really been the story of the day for the Tomcats. Final in Waynesburg, 35-27. Yellow Jackets start PAC play 1-0. Geneva up on St. Vincent. The Gino DeMarco farewell tour looks like it's going to go into the victory books, at least with a 20-point lead. As Colucci rolls out far side. Tuxon runs for 2. Gino DeMarco, what a character in PAC football. 33 years coaching for Geneva. Just a real treasure of a person as a coach. PAC Media Day, a ton of the coaches were very complimentary about what he's meant to this conference, not just on the field at Geneva, but also off the field as a mentor for other coaches, giving words of advice. A very faith-based man, has done just a great job of being a good ambassador for this conference and for 3 decades.
And that has been a spot for St. Vincent that has not been very friendly. So the Golden Tornadoes yet again taking care of business against the Bearcats.
Casey Goff in his first season leading St. Vincent as Colucci steps up, avoids the pressure. Not this time though, he goes down. Ball comes out. Tomcats signaling that they have it as Colucci lost it, was just trying to continue on the play. And Allegheny does recover.
Colucci was able to get back on it. Second play there in a row that we've seen a low snap from Aiden Watt. And again, a reminder, trying to snap the football with his offhand. He has the torn UCL in his right thumb, so he's snapping the football with his left hand. And he does the kind of the new era flick snap that you have, not the spiral back snap, the other option you could go with. And we were talking to Coach Lehrer before the game. He said it just comes down to a focus thing. Let's say you play 60 snaps. You got to have that focus out there for snap 57 the same way for snap 1.
3rd and 13 for Colucci, taking a shot to the end zone for Geiswhite. What a contact, and a flag comes in. Multiple flags thrown as Geiswhite was battling with Woods. It's been a very frequent matchup tonight, and Woods just seemed like he got too much of the jersey of Geiswhite.
Yeah, you're going to see a really good grasp of the jersey, especially the back part of it. Geiswhite, the 6-foot senior, he had the inside track to the end zone, and really Trenton Woods doing all he could to prevent the touchdown.
Number 12, 15 yards, previous spot. Result, first down.
15-yard penalty. Colucci had a very clean pocket, and you can tell he's got a good arm. Young quarterback. A new era for Allegheny as they played 2 pretty close matchups to start the season. Talk about the game that the Gators had against Denison. It was 35-24. As the run is bounced near side. Still going. Baraducci close to the goal line. Baraducci picks up the first down, and he's able to gain 13 yards. Another strong run for Dom Baraducci.
Yeah, and they're only a few yards away from putting the nail in this coffin. Another snap that goes a little bit high and wide, but able to be handled by Colucci.
First and goal for your Gators at the 1-yard
See if they give it back to Baraducci. Already with a touchdown in this game. Ball at the 2, first and goal. Baraducci gets the call. Close to the goal line, but is rolled short just to the 1. It's able to gain 1. Now at 132 yards rushing on 14 carries.
They're trying to get up quickly on the ball and run it again.
2nd and goal. Griffin, the tight end, also in the backfield. Baraducci. No signal yet.
Baraducci again with the
ball
carry.
Might have came out at the end as Thiel came away with the football, but down by contact for Baraducci at about the half-yard line. So 2 running plays have come up unsuccessful from the 2 so far. Will they give it to Baraducci again on 3rd and goal from inside the 1?
And Allegheny has to be fine with this because at the same time, okay, you're not getting into the end zone, but you were seeing precious moments tick off the clock here in the 4th quarter.
Pistol formation, Griffin now to the right of Colucci. Baraducci, he's in! Touchdown, Allegheny! Dom Baraducci finds the end zone again. And a scrum at the very end of it, some pushing and shoving for this rivalry that is being dominated by the Gators.
Harrison Eckert had a big block that helped that touchdown happen. And he finished it with a bit of an exclamation point. A pancake that didn't leave some of the Thiel Tomcats too happy.
And some fireworks from across the street going off as well, celebrating the touchdown. How about that?
Extra point team on now for Allegheny.
At some places, you toss fans up into the air after points are scored.
How far away do you think those are?
Maybe about 200 yards.
That's got to be further than
I
that.
don't have a good concept of distance, Donnie. I just see what's in between these 100 yards that are right in front of us. That have amounted to a 26-0 Allegheny lead.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. And Ryan's. And our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work. To bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features Avonworth as the Antelopes take on the Central Valley Warriors. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
26-0. Allegheny leads Thiel here on Sportsnet Pittsburgh. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, Austin Bechtold and Donnie Chedrick. Pleased to be joined by the PAC Commissioner, Joe Onderko. Commissioner, always great to talk to you.
Austin, Donnie, great to have you guys. I feel like I should be in Greene County, but here we are in Crawford County. So it's great, always great to be with you guys.
Yeah, just a couple hours away. We'll be in Waynesburg in a couple of weeks for a good matchup. But how's everything going so far? Start of the year, we're a couple of weeks in, now the start of conference.
Boy, if we could just keep the lightning away, I think we'd feel a lot happier. I mean, Case had both of their first two non-conference games delayed. We had a huge delay at Waynesburg today. But, I mean, other than that, I think there have been some surprises, but I think we've seen a lot of good football played. I think Allegheny's been very impressive here tonight. And, we're just excited to get conference play going and really get into the meat of the schedule for all these teams.
Joe, speaking of the non-conference play, we're seeing a lot of these teams really challenge each other in the non-conference. Now, they didn't have that option the last few years, but that has to be something cool. I know that, okay, on paper, nobody is perfect after 2 weeks, but think of some of the matchups that the PAC schools have had. You have Mount Union playing Grove City.
Right, you guys were at Grove City, Mount Union last week. I mean, I think Westminster getting right back with Marietta after facing them in the bowl game last year, I think was a huge step and played them right down to the wire. W&J played two really good non-league teams.
Yeah.
People take a look at that and think there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. Those were, fantastic football teams that they played. And, while obviously we'd love for the record to be better for all of our teams in non-league play, this is what makes us better as a conference. Playing those teams that are going to stretch you, make you better. I think Coach DiDonato said it best. This is how we find out how to get to that next level. And, that means you're going to take some lumps and you're going to be disappointed somewhat. But if we've seen anything from this league and the quality of football over the last couple of years, they're going to grow from it. They're going to get stronger from it, and we're going to be better as a league moving forward.
Yeah, and Coach DiDonato talked to us about it. Like, at first for him when he took over, it was 0-10. Yeah. It was compete for PAC championships. Yeah. Now it's build brick by brick and try to compete for national championships.
That's right.
And they're really a program that has shown the backbone of being able to develop year after year and become a very successful program.
Well, and I think, again, looking at the Mount Union game, I'm good friends with Tony Caroscia, who was the quarterback on that first 0-10 Grove City team. He's like, we wouldn't have even thought of playing Mount Union, which speaks to how much stronger that program has gotten. But I love to tell people, it's like the rising tide has lifted all the boats. You know, we had 4 teams that made the playoffs last year, postseason. Probably could have had a 5th, if Case had been an ECAC member. But the other thing I would say, coming from last year to this, we had a lot of 5th-year seniors a year ago, kind of coming out of the COVID year. So we knew we were going to see some new personnel. There was going to be some growing pains. But I think we've also seen there's some really talented young players in this league. They're just going to get better.
Screen pass on 3rd and 10 only goes for a couple for Logan, if that, and it'll set up 4th down. The punting unit comes back out onto the field for Thiel. Tomcats go 3 and out.
Yeah, and Joe, I mean, I'm just thinking of, back when I was a student at Waynesburg about a decade ago now, there might be one PAC team that gets into the national playoffs at the end of the year, and it was usually W&J or, whoever won the conference. But it's awesome to think that now 3, 4, maybe even more teams could get in. That's how the reputation has gone up the ladder.
Well, I think last year was kind of the perfect storm, getting 3 in, just kind of the way it broke. But at the same time, I think all 3 teams showed that they can play with the best teams in the country. So, Grove City taking Johns Hopkins to the final play before hitting an upright. W&J had a great first half, couldn't quite finish down in Virginia. But, all those things. Go back to Westminster with the bowl game over in Canton, and such an impressive finish to that. I'm not worried about, in the short term about where we're at with non-conference. I'm worried about us getting better as a league. And I think that's, you guys have the history. You've gone back, like you said, 5-10 years. You've seen the steady progression as this league's gotten better. And there's nothing that I see that tells me that's not going to continue to be the case.
Allegheny, a close game against Denison. Another close one that almost pulled out against Juniata. Here tonight, what do you like about the Gators' 3rd year for Braden Lair? They're back in the conference now for a couple of seasons, becoming more and more familiar with Allegheny, who was formerly in the PAC.
Well, the one thing I would say to that, both of those games, I think they really felt like they had a chance to win the game and didn't get over the hump. And what you're seeing tonight is a team that's showing some resiliency to that. In other words, we're disappointed, but we're not going to let this define our season. We're going to come out, we're going to play a solid game. And obviously Thiel has struggled moving the ball tonight, but this is still a really strong Thiel defense. And, I think Allegheny has really shown growth and maturity in that they have not let those 2 disappointing losses. They're like, okay, rinse it off. We're getting ready for PAC play. And I think they've shown tonight they were ready for that.
5-yard run for Baraducci moves the chains for Allegheny to the 44.
Is it ever difficult, Joe, to deal with the moving parts that we're getting with college football or college athletics really at large? I mean, it seems like every year there's teams in and out, and it's not just the PAC affected, it's all levels.
Well, I think what's going on in Division I get asked this all the time, Donnie, so it's a great question. Does it trickle down to you in certain ways? And I have to say it does to a certain degree. Certainly as far as how recruiting goes, the way there's such more of an emphasis on the transfer portal now than there used to be. That impacts us. I think a lot of the movement that you see in Division I, obviously with St. Francis getting ready to come to us next year, that impacted us there. It's an unsettled time, and I think it's going to continue to be until they get some definition of rules that they can enforce without a court hearing saying, no, you can't, if that makes sense. It's people said it's really the Wild West in Division I right now, and that's a pretty good analogy. So, would we like to see that settle down and get some definable rules that we know are going to stay in place for a while? I think that would help everybody adjust. But in the meantime, I think we just got to ride it out and do the best we can until things get a little more settled at the Division I level.
7-yard carry for Baraducci on 1st down. They send Griffin in motion towards the near side. Colucci will hand it off, and Baraducci gets stacked up for a loss on the play. I asked Andrew DiDonato about this last week. So Grove City has a tab on their website now that includes NIL. And he said that, there are no players that currently have an NIL deal, but basically preparing for that trickle-down effect from D1 to D3. Is there anything that is starting to emerge in the conference in terms of NIL that you see happening?
Well, I know there's interest in it. Allegheny has a deal with Open Doors, which is the sponsor of our bowl series that we had last year with the other three D3 conferences. I know Westminster has done some work on the NIL front. Again, it's still pretty early, but I think you're going to see growth in that area and development? Absolutely. I mean, I think like anything else, we've seen that Division III student athletes. I mean, I think you guys see it in your games here. There's an audience for this.
Right.
There's a market for this. And I think that there's more and more acceptance of that fact. And as that's the case, do I think there's absolutely going to be commercial opportunities for our athletes? Absolutely, there will be. Now, it's not going to be what you read about about the Division I players and some of the crazy deals they've gotten. But I could absolutely see that impacting things for athletes moving forward, especially from a recruiting standpoint. If a school shows that players are successfully getting those deals, that's got to be a recruiting advantage for them moving forward.
Big tackle for Mittner on third down, a tackle for loss of 3 yards. So Allegheny is forced to punt with about 5.5 still to go. High snap. The punt is out of bounds right around the 25-yard line, where play will continue with 5:32 remaining.
And Joe, I think something along those same lines, a lot of the fears that people have with the high-level D1 football is that we're eventually going to hit 2 or 3 massive power conferences.
Right.
I don't know if you guys have had those conversations yet at the D3 level, but is that at least something that's like on your radar?
It's on our radar. In fact, your timing's really good to ask that. I was just in Salt Lake City this week for the D3 commissioners meeting, and one of the topics that came up was conference size and conference movement. And of course, we've been one of the ones that's been on the, we've had 4 new members in the last 6 years. And each one of them had a slightly different reason for wanting to come to us. But I think if there's a theme, it's that, I think our very compact geographic footprint is really attractive right now because it allows schools to kind of contain costs. They know they're not going to have overnight trips. They know they're going to be able to count on year to year what their schedules are going to look like.
No foul for grounding. Outside of the
and
ball,
I think some of the conferences around the country that have, that's that have been on the other side of that, I think there's some real concern out there. But at the same time, I think it just speaks to just the total unsettled nature of college athletics in general. And I always remind my people, and obviously we lost an affiliate member last year. Schools are going to do what they're going to do. They're going to make decisions that they feel are in their best interest. So our job is to make the PAC as attractive a destination as possible so that so that schools want to be a part of it.
Howard loses the football and Allegheny falls on it. The Gator chomp continues against the Tomcats, and they'll take over inside the 25. There's been a lot of talk about St. Francis, Commissioner.
Yeah.
We're joined by Joe Onderko, the Commissioner of the PAC, and how they're ultimately going to fare when they get here. Being a Division I program moving down to D3, how would you project that? It was a unanimous vote for St. Francis to be brought into the PAC. How do you think that they're ultimately going to do with D1 facilities and obviously a storied history?
Well, I think you have an administration there that's definitely 100% behind this move to Division III. So from that standpoint, I think they're going to be supported. I think they've shown that they have a quality coaching staff. Obviously, they're going to have turnover in a lot of sports, but I think Chris, the head coach of the football team, is likely to stay on. They have a new head coach on the men's basketball side, but I mean he comes out of Pittsburgh basketball royalty, So I think they're going to be a very strong Division III program once they get in. Now understand, it's not a short process to reclassify from Division I to Division III. I think the earliest they could be looking at to be eligible for Division III championships is probably the 28-29 academic year. And that's going to be a challenge for them, because when you can't compete for D3 championships. We saw Geneva go through this, St. Vincent go through this, even Westminster 25 years ago. You've really got to be creative in finding ways to keep your players engaged. But I'm pretty confident St. Francis is going to be able to do that.
And that timeline is because of the fact that players are being recruited at the Division I level.
Right.
So basically when the last Division I player graduates, for the most part, that class, that's when they will be eligible.
It's not said that basically what it comes down to is when they get to 28-29, they have to have a completely non-scholarship roster.
Right.
Everybody there has to have been recruited under those parameters. I actually think because of the transfer portal, it's actually easier for a school to accomplish that now than maybe it was 15 years ago, where you were definitely waiting 3 years to cycle all those scholarship athletes out. But again, their culture is going to change. A lot of things will change for them in that time. But I think everything they have shown us is that they are fully committed to Division III and PAC culture, and I think the administration especially is very excited about the changes to come.
Baraducci picks up another first down and makes his way to the 13.
Is it a challenge at all, Joe, when a team comes in for just one sport or two sports? Like they're not a full-on PAC member?
We've had affiliate members is what we refer to them as, and we've had a few. Obviously, Case Western Reserve is an affiliate for football. And it's not something we look to do. In the case of when Case and Carnegie Mellon came in, there were some really a chance to bring in 2 quality programs because of their conference not sponsoring it. We added affiliates when we were starting lacrosse as a conference sport because we felt that could get us to the automatic bid quicker. But honestly, otherwise, Donnie, we've tried to stay away from that. We really want to focus on our core conference. We would only consider affiliates when we have a specific need we're trying to fill, or it's just a case where you're adding a great program or a great school that is going to bring value to the conference as a whole. A lot of other conferences do a lot more of that, quite frankly, than we do.
Hiram, a new team to the conference as well. What do they bring to the PAC?
Well, I mean, certainly they've got off to a pretty good football start. They got a big win last week. Today they gave Waynesburg all they could handle down there before falling. But I think you're going to see them strong in other sports too. Certainly volleyball, they've gotten off to a good start. Beat Allegheny, the defending champions, last night.
Big win.
I think basketball, they're going to be solid. Softball, they're always very good. They haven't been a highlight. Haven't been a highlight program on the football end, but they're definitely getting better. And I think they're just athletically going to be pretty sound across the board.
We've reached a 2-minute timeout and a 26-0 lead for the Allegheny Gators. Commissioner, really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Austin, Donnie, great to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Commissioner Joe Ondurko joining us.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next-door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Better get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
They're down and 7 for Allegheny inside the red zone. Ball at the 10. Philip Sampson is the back. They hand it off to Sampson. Sampson runs over a defender, gets close to the end zone. Strong run for Sampson, and the clock can just continue to run. Thiel does have 3 timeouts. With 1:49 remaining.
Tackled by Mickey Carroll.
Clock stops for the first down. They can just continue to try to run this clock out. Don't even need to reach the end zone.
Yeah, it really all depends, and it looks like it is going to be the old-fashioned victory formation. But it could have been a situation where you get some guys that don't get a ton of playing time. Maybe you want them to get into the end zone, but Allegheny just a few yards away from another score. They will just kneel this thing down a couple of times and call it a ball game.
Nick Barker at quarterback, helping to command this drive. In there to take the knee. Colucci, 13 of 21 for 157 yards and a touchdown. Colton Colucci. If your last name is Colucci, you made big plays in this game and helped cement Allegheny's first victory of the season. The defense helps to pitch a shutout. Devin Larry, 5 catches, 100 yards. Thiel, last PAC opening win was 2017. The streak will continue. Allegheny had done a really good job against the Tomcats in the last 5 matchups. Allegheny 4-1, dating back to 2017 against Thiel. That'll move to 5-1. The only loss in that span came last year in Greenville, 21-7. This time, the Gators chomp their way to a victory. Revenge against their rivals, the Thiel Tomcats, from just down the road. And they all meet at midfield to shake hands in a 26-0 victory for Allegheny. The Gators earn their first victory of the season, and it's at home at Frank B. Fuhrer Field. The Gators' defense played phenomenal, and on the back of Baraducci, the offense puts up 26.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned, you brought up the name Colucci. Those guys were great players on each side of the football for Allegheny, but Baraducci was the one that carried the mail, Austin. 24 carries, 157, 2 touchdowns in the game. He averaged 6.5 yards a pop. He had that long 57-yard run, and that was the big one. That was really the dagger in the Thiel Tomcats' heart.
Dom Baraducci, 24 carries, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. Also a receiving touchdown. Our player of the game with Robert Mangino.
Thank you very much, guys. What a performance tonight. Talk us through some of these scores, especially the way things started. You guys really took off in that first quarter.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, we worked all week. We had one goal in common, and that was to beat our rival Thiel. And today I just trusted my own line. They did their job, and they executed. Really, they followed their blocks. They blocked to the whistle, and I trusted my guys from the get-go.
Talk about Colucci there, quarterback, really stepping up and leading this team really well, especially considering how young he is.
Yeah, he's a really great leader. He came in this fall and took over the offense, and he's leading us really good and making everyone look good on the offense.
That offensive line, a couple of older guys at seniors, and you have a couple of sophomores too, plus the freshman at center. A lot of different experiences, but you really came together as one.
Yes, sir. We have a really good offensive line coach, Coach Cochran. He dialed them boys really good, and our senior lineman, Alex Rogowski, he took over that lineman and helped everyone on the line do good.
Now, the interception that took place, you get the ball at the 1-yard line. Coach is like, really, did he really catch the ball? And so you get the dive play, basically. And what is the intended pickup on that play?
The intended pickup, emphasis just to get downhill, north and south, and get that first down or out of the red zone. But I did my job and got 50 yards.
So how did you? Was there ever a time where you thought, I'm making the end zone, or did you think somebody's going to catch me?
I did at first when I got to the 30, but I slowed down, and I saw the corner of my eye, the defender, and he did a good job pursuing the thing, but it's all right. Yeah.
First win of the season. What's it feel like?
It's awesome, man. We worked too hard to be 0-2, and we knew we had to get this dub today for our team, for the fans, and our community. It was awesome.
Congratulations on the win. Great game.
Thank you, sir.
Sean?
Dominic Baraducci, 190 total yards of offense for the Allegheny Gators. Next week's a big one. 7 o'clock at Grove City. Washington and Jefferson and the Wolverines. W&J's 0-2 on a bye this week. Grove City also on a bye this week. They're 1-1. Huge matchup next week that you can catch on JRM Sports. Thiel, for the second week in a row, does not score a point after scoring 8 games and their 8 points in their first game of the year against Concordia. Allegheny wins its first game after losing to Denison and a heartbreaker at Juniata last week. They win it against Thiel. Allegheny will host Geneva next week at 2 o'clock. Tomcats will play against Waynesburg back at Thiel at 3. As we take a look at some of those scores, Hiram loses by a score against Waynesburg. Westminster up on Case Western late in the fourth quarter. Geneva looking to run away with a victory against St. Vincent. And the win right here in Allegheny for the Gators, 26-0 on Blue and Gold weekend at Frank V. Pure Field. The Gators win it going away and pitch a shutout against their rival, the Thiel Tomcats. Stay tuned for next week's matchup, Washington and Jefferson and Grove City. On a beautiful night in Meadville, Pennsylvania, the Gators chop their way to a win on the back of Colucci and Baraducci on offense, Colucci on defense, as well as Williams and Banks get the job done for Braden Lair and company to win it 26-0. Thanks to our entire JRM video production crew, including Jake Mislipchik and Corey Berger inside our production truck. Our sideline camera run by the great Evan Laurent. For Robert Mangino and Donnie Chedrick, Austin Bechtold signing off from Allegheny, where the Gators win it. See you next week in Grove City, Pennsylvania. Have a great night.